that stinkiness around you or whatever. If you are musty and you put your arms up, nobody's gonna say, man, you stink, you musty, because you probably already know you musty, right? For a woman, if you go to like if you get a wax or whatever, right, and you open up your legs. And if you open up your legs with wax, you don't have to say, okay, well, this person stinks, but I'm just not gonna say nothing. Well, you already know, right? Because, like I said, essentially, when you open up your legs, okay, you open up your legs. You open up your legs, like, itch will come out if it stinks. If it's like foul, if it's like a nasty scent, because you know how when you move your body around, like I'm gonna say this, right? If you say somebody like a twerking, somebody stink like boo boo, or it could be any smell, that scent is gonna come out, right? You know what I'm trying to say? Because it's like lingering around the area, like lingering around the room or whatever. So for me, when I take a shower, I test myself out, I move my body a little bit. I put my hands down there and I kind of move my body around. I may touch it down there a little bit, then I go like this. I go like this. Right, so say you pretty much like, say you take a shower, whatever you do, and then you put your hands down, where you're, right, and you kind of move your hands down a little bit, right? Act as if you your husband. Act as if you your man, trying to, feel me? And then go like this. You know what I'm saying? Go like this or whatever. Right? And then when you do that, you're gonna know because the stench gonna come out. Or if you smell your hands like this, like right now when I smell my hands, they don't stink. Now you will know if you stink because if it stinks, you're gonna be like this. You feel me? But the fact is, I can go all like this, I don't smell nothing, right? So therefore, if I don't smell nothing, more than likely, when I'm getting myself waxed, they won't smell nothing either. Okay? So that's how you would know if you stink. You start say you out and about when you have to, do your thing. It's human nature, I get it. But maybe like take some wipes, some scented wipes or something like that. Something like a good aroma so you can like kind of flush it out a little bit. Maybe like some, like, yeah, just something like that pretty much, if you can. Some people may be a little creative. A bar of soap in their bag, wash themselves up or whatever have you a little bit within the sink. People do, different types of things. But I don't know if that's me, but I feel like that's just how I feel. Like I feel like I always cared about my hygiene, but it's like the more I've gotten, like I've grown more, I've just like really do it like I done did more research and I just care about the way I smell. You know what I'm trying to say? Because some people really don't care if they stink or not. That's why sometimes when I'm around certain people, like they would like stink. And I didn't like. I feel like it's not really a nice way to tell somebody if they stink because I feel like even if like, oh, you kind of stink a little bit. Even if I say that, it's still like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if a guy is cute and like he trying to give you a hug and you give him a hug, but then he's a little musty a little bit. Like, what are you gonna say? Don't get me wrong. Every guy, every woman is not stinking. It's just like, hey, like, is that always or is that just one day? Like, don't overdo it, okay? Because I hear a lot of people say, oh, girls be stinking. And I get upset because sometimes they put me in a category because they be like, man, I've been with a pretty girl before and the pretty girl was stinking. So now it's just like they're putting all the pretty girls in there. They're like, oh, X, Y, Z. I'm like, first of all, you never smelled me, boo. You never smelled me, babe. You don't know how I smell. So you can't just go around saying stuff like that. And I understand, that's like me saying, well, I'm mad because, I think that every guy is broke and dusty, disgusting, and musty. I can't just assume that, right? That's why you have to get to know people and say, oh, this guy, his balls were stinking and he was musty. And he had grains under his pits. You understand what I'm trying to say? Not every guy's like that. Maybe he got out the gym. Some people really are dirty though. But it's like sometimes you catch a person at the wrong time, and it could be like, that's not how it is all the time though. So it's just like people gotta understand that. But some people are very real. Like a guy was saying the other day, oh, I be mean to pretty girls because they have an attitude. I feel like they pussy stink. And I'm like, okay, well, we gonna be mean to you because we feel like you got a small dick and must stink and salty, and your piss is musty and disgusting, and also you don't have any money. So that's why we're walking around mad. That's why we're mad too. You understand what I'm trying to say? So we can go back and forth with this. Again, like I said, you can't go around saying stuff like that. Understand that everybody has issues and maybe they want to prove something. Sometimes a person may not realize, like, hey, like, you my girl, let me tell you something, right? Let me put you on or something like that. Like, right now, like, something like that. Sometimes it's just your approach and how you talk to people. You don't got to be like, stank, boy, you don't know how to put deodorant on. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, like that type of thing or whatever. Like, it's just like, come on now, be for real. All right? Be kind about it, though, okay? Yeah.